All right. Okay, let me share my screen. All right, so this is what we want to do. I already have the images and everything we need. I already have everything installed on VS Code. So this is VS Code. We have just index, which is empty, and we have style.css, which is also empty, right? So these are the assets where your pictures are there in that folder. But for now, let's just fill it up with boilerplate and then start live coding session Cohort 2. All right, okay. All right, so guys, let's start. So what is the first thing we're doing? Like I said, very vocal. Let's be quick. The what? Sorry, the order. I don't think I understand that. Okay, the header. Okay. So what happens? Okay, the header. All right. So what tag am I using? What tag am I using? All right. So the header tag then. All right. Okay. So the header tag. Then what happened? What's next? You guys should unmute yourselves. Like you should just unmute yourself down. Stop raising up your hand. Don't raise up your hand because I'm not seeing your hands. So just talk. All right. All right. Okay. So the source is let's go to assets. Inside assets we have the logo. Yeah. So the second div, this is for this guy, right? So what should we use? Should we use div or should we use nav? All right. So let's use nav, right? So we have three items. So what are we using for these three items? Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get back to that after. But for now, let's just continue. So a tag, right? A tag, like the three of them should be a tags. Yeah, should the three of them? We have three items here. So are we saying we should use a tag, a tag, a tag here? All right. Okay. So we have home, we have about, and then we have a button tag. And the button tag is hire me. All right. Okay. So yeah, let's just continue. We'll come back. So we have one, right? Let's go live. Let's see what we have live. So give it a second. It will still come up. We've used 3 minutes, I think. Yeah. All right. So this is what we have now. So what happens here now? What's the next thing? Let's start it. Okay. All right. So what's the first thing we're doing here? So okay. And what's the last one? All right. Okay, beautiful. Okay, all right. So we're done with that. So what next? Look at what we are trying to create, by the way. Okay, all right. Display of flex. It's not working. Why is it not working? So I have not what? Sorry, rocks. I think that's rocks. Why is it not working? Should what we did display of flex would should it work ordinarily or not? So why is it not? So why is it not working? It's a very simple reason. That's not the reason. Why is it not working? Somebody was saying something before. I don't know. All right. Okay. So just to save time, once you are writing on CSS and it's not working with your HTML, what does that mean? Okay. All right. All right. So let's see if it works. Oh, it works now. All right. So what happens now? What do we do to move this guy to this side? Because okay, specify content space between. All right. All right. But we want it in the middle though. We want it to be like in the middle, like middle. But here's at the top. All right. All right. Yeah, that looks way better. Okay. All right. Okay. So we want to space these guys now, like give it a bit of spacing. So how do we do that? Okay. What happens? All right. And then gap of how much? Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So just to save time, does it make sense to give each of these sections a width? Does it make any sense? Does it make sense to give each of these sections a width? Like you say, okay, you know what, this guy you're gonna stop somewhere here, then this guy you're gonna stop somewhere here. All right. Do you guys agree? All right. Okay. Okay. Ask your question quickly. It's already 100%. You don't need to give it any width of 100%. Yeah. Yeah. It's not even supposed to overflow. That's the default. Every element has a default of 100%, especially block elements. Except inline. Of course, inline is just the width of their content. Anyway, so let's try what we just did. So here we're going to give this guy a class because now we want to give this div a width and give nav a width as well. So what class would make sense for the first guy? This logo. No? Which? Sorry, I didn't get that. Logo. Yeah, let's just say logo. I mean, Okay, logo header. Yeah, yeah. We have two logos, right? So that's not bad. All right, so we have logo header. I am hearing feedback of myself. So Olani, I think that's you. No vex. I mean, if you want, of course, if you want to comment, you can always come back and comment. It's fine. Yeah. So guys, you guys are doing so wonderfully well so far. Oh. Well done, well done, well done. All right. So we have. So there's something I want to show you guys. If you want to target the header, just so that you don't add classes everywhere, like this div, for instance, because currently inside this header we have just one div. You know, so instead of giving it a class of logo header, you can just say, you know what, I have a header and I need the div that is inside that header. Of course, if you have more than one div, then this will not work. But now we have just one div, so this would work just as well. And then we say, I want to give you a weight of how many percent are we giving it? You want me to give them all this, all this weights? 45, 45 what percent? All right, okay. So the next is our nav, right? So the same thing. I want the inside the header there is a nav there that I want to target, and then I want to give it a weight of how many now? 49. Okay, okay. Also 45. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Are you okay? Are you okay with that? All right. So look at this. Look at this section. Well, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Look at where the logo ends. Can you see it? Let me go off and then you see where it ends, right? So okay, all right, okay. That's what I want to show you. So like, what do you guys think? If the logo is 45, then the nav should be like how many? I mean, this is not compulsory. I'm just showing you guys. All right. Okay. All right. So let's try 40 then. So what do we have? So we have this guy here and this guy starting somewhere here, which is not so bad. All right. So we want to spread this guy from the beginning of where it starts all the way to the end, its content. So how do we do that? No, no. I'm talking about this guy. This is your nav, right? This is where it starts. So we want to, sorry? Flex end. Flex end would move everything, but let's try it, just so we are on the same page. All right, so we have the nav, which was targeted here. Actually, I don't know why I did this again. Maybe I just wanted to show you guys. Yeah, we can just take. Okay, I think I prefer this. So just take both of these guys. Take this guy off. Right, add it here, and then you said justify content, flex end. You see, it takes them to the end, right? Yeah, yeah, which I do not agree with because that is not how it looks like. So this look at where it starts. It starts somewhere here, and I think that's fine, right? I think that's fine. My question is, how do you span them so that like this is here, one is at the middle, one is at the end, all the way to the end? That's the question. Like, how do you do that? No, not gap, not gap. In fact, I'm taking away gap. So I'm taking away gap. So how do you do that? No, you cannot. Hey guys, listen to me. You guys should listen to me, right? Like you want to span. It's just like these two now, but we don't want to waste too much time. These two guys, they are two divs, right? And we said space between, which will bring this guy to the beginning and this guy to the end, right? And that's fine. Now in this guy now, let me take this justify end. Doesn't make sense. So this guy now, we want to space them so that this guy is already in the beginning, but this guy should be at the end. What do you use? Yeah, read it up. Beautiful. So who is the person? Maybe I'll buy him Coke at the end of this class. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. When I say Coke, I mean like the drink, not the drug, not the drug. Okay. All right. Okay. So I mean, for now, let's leave this for now. We're going to come back. Now we've gotten the structure. Let's forget about the styling for now. Let's move to the next guy, right? So the next guy, but are we writing it still in the header or what? What are we doing? This next guy in the body. All right. We're already in the everything is in the body. I mean, like main. Fine. That's beautiful. So we're writing semantic HTML. So everything in the body should be that is not in the header and not in the footer should be in the main, right? So that's beautiful. Thank you. So we have main now. So what do we do next? What? A section for it, right? Okay. Yeah, that's beautiful. Wait, wait, wait. All right. So we are creating a section for this guy and this guy. Really? So that means the main is this guy, right? How many people are on this call? I'm just hearing one or two calls. I don't know. Why why are you guys not saying anything? I mean, I'm asking a question. All right. Okay. See, here's the question I asked. You know, you said I should create a section, all right, for this guy and another section for this guy. So I'm saying if I'm creating a section for this guy and another one for this guy, what is main? Is main this guy, like the box containing all of them? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. But then comes the question. So if this is main and we have this section and this section, or this div and this div, whichever, then where would this guy be placed? Hello? Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah, I can hear you. I disagree. Yeah, somebody saying sir, sir. Okay, so continue, sorry. Continue. So all right, let me take this off. Let me take that off. Now we have main, right? So what are we doing next? What should come next? You can continue. So we have div. Oh, sorry, a main tag. Yeah. So what should come next? What's the structure? So you are saying so this section that we created is for what? This second box, this one here. I disagree. All right, so guys, let me explain something, right? Just so that we're quick. So we're done with the header, right? It's just one div, header div. Then you have this guy, and whatever is inside, right? Now, we also explained that when it comes to main would contain everything aside from this footer, right? So this guy is main. This guy is also going to be inside main. This guy is also going to be inside main. So I'm saying now that we have our main, that all these three things are inside. Of course, we've not created them yet, but we know they are going to be inside the main. Now, this first section, how do we structure this code? Because now we have our main. So what comes next? That's the question. When you say second box, I do not understand. I do not understand what you mean by second. All right, so we have one section, two section, and then the third section, right? All right. So what happens to the what happens now? Yeah, beautiful. So the first section should have two divs, right? So I've created two div. Fine, I agree. All right. So let's do this. Let's just say H2 just to be quick. So I'm going to go to comments. Is it comments? Uh, yeah, components, comments. Like the heck? What's happening? Very odd. Yep. Yeah, I've seen it. Don't worry. All right. So we have the content copy. So H2 tag. We have Sammy, Jonathan. To copy that text. Let's just make it a P tag. Then we have the text, another P tag, and then we have what's this guy? What should we use here? A button. All right. So let's use a button here, and then I'll paste it there. See my projects, right? So let's see what we have here. We have welcome, Sammy Jonathan, blah 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 blah. Boring. See my project. So we're done with the first div. The second div is an image. So let's just add the image. Hopefully I assets is inside assets. Then it's workspace. I think that's why I named it. All right. So we have the first section and we have the second section. So I'm sorry. Uh, I'm hearing myself. I don't know. I think it's. I don't know. I don't even know who the person is, but it's fine. Sorry, you asked the question. You said, yeah, okay. I mean, that's fine. Personally, I would even use PTalk for everything because H2 is used to, when it comes to semantic, of course, it's like it has more, what's it called? I don't know. I've forgotten the word. But it's more important, yeah. Please, if you're the cause of this, whoever is the cause of this static, please mute yourself. Yeah, endurance. Endurance, can you try muting yourself? Let me see. Can you try muting yourself? Yeah. Okay. So tech Joseph, can you unmute yourself? No, unmute yourself. Don't worry, it's fine. Okay. All right. It's not from your end then. Rocks, you can unmute. I think it's from endurance. So you guys should unmute. It's endurance. Endurance, novice. You are the scapegoats. Okay. Okay. So let's continue. All right. So what happens next? I think Celine, can you mute yourself? Let me see. Oh, sorry, Olani, not Celine. Olani, can you mute yourself? Yeah, it's Olani. Olani, you also another scapegoat. Okay. All right. I don't know why that is happening. I think if you use your earpiece, I think it will stop that from happening. I'm not sure, but anyhow, yeah, there's a feedback whenever you guys are mute. The persons I just mentioned. All right, so let's move to the next thing, guys. We still have a long way to go, but we'll run on. All right, so this is we've just done the first two sections, right? Divs rather inside the first section. So what are we doing now? CSS. So this is HTML. What do you think we should do first, even before we go to CSS? You guys can unmute and talk. To each div, really? Like, what's the first thing? What's the see? Let's be structured. What's the first thing? What is the first thing we want to do here? No, no, not order, not border. Leave. Yeah, border can come later. I'm just talking about structure now. So what do we want to do here now? Look at what we're trying to replicate. Beautiful. Yeah. So you guys are correct. So since that's what we want to do now, what are we supposed to do here? So which div? Which div are you giving the class? Is that a div? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So that is not correct though. We want to target the container having everything, right? That's how we are going to place them side by side. If we target this div having this text, it will not actually fix anything. So you have to target the section containing the class. That's what we are targeting. So what are we naming this section first? Okay. All right. That's not so bad. Not so descriptive, but not so bad. we, can, we can say first section, right? Okay. Somebody said hero section. Okay. Okay. Not so bad. Okay. Hero section. Or just hero. Hero is fine. Okay. So let's go back to so sorry, let me do something. So here, say header, right? Then come here and then we say hero. And then we're going to target our hero and we're going to do what? All right. So display of flex does this, right? Okay. All right. So what happens? Like, look at how it is here, right? So how do we get that? So that because this guy's at the top, it's not really in the middle. It's kind of up here. So how do we fix that? How do we bring it down? Wow. What the heck? I'm on episode. Those people that are planning to remove my ears, please, oh, yeah. Okay, so you can drop your comment. I think some persons will just help you. Like when you drop your comments, they'll help you like say it. I mean, or if you can just say it quickly and then mute, it's fine. Just to save time. That's not the problem we're trying to solve, bros. We are trying to take this guy to the center. That's what we want to do. Yeah, beautiful. So you align items to the center, right? And that would bring this guy to the center. Yeah, beautiful. But now you see that this is where this guy stops, but our text is like all the way here, refuses to stop, blah blah blah. So how do we fix that? That is the whole. How do we fix that? No, beautiful, right? Okay, so before we give it a width, we would have to give it class, right? So I will be able to target them. All right. So what should we name the first? About, really? Okay. I think hero text is kind of just a little bit. Okay. All right. So just to save time, the second one, what can we name it? Hero what? All right. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So inside of hero we have hero text. So we want to give it a width, right? So how many percentage of this should we give it? Okay, let's try that. 5%. Let's see. Okay, all right. It will not show, of course, because the other guy is still like the other guy no agree. All right, so now we have the hero image as well. So the hero image, what width are we giving it? 45. 45 would make everything 100. I don't like everything being 100. I like a bit of like space. All right, 14. Okay. Okay. All right. But it's okay. Yeah, not so bad. Not so bad. Not so bad. All right. So I don't like how these things are. Like they're too close to the edges. Like. So what can we do to fix this? Okay. Padding to where? Yeah, I'm saying like, what do you want to give padding? That's the question. Like, what element are you targeting? Since you want to give padding, bro. All these items, both the logo, both the button, everything here is to the edge, and we want to add padding, like to the document, right? Want to add a bit of padding. The body, all right, beautiful. All right, beautiful. It's to the body, right? All right, so the body, want to give it a padding of how many percentage? Let's try that if it's not crazy. 5% is plenty. Somebody said 5% is plenty also. I mean, all right, so 5% top. Let's try 3% left and right, right? Okay, so 5% to the top. Let's see. Okay, that's kind of much. So let's try 2% top and bottom, 3% left and right. Not so bad. Not so shabby. It's not so bad, right? Or is this so bad? Okay, it's not so bad. Okay, all right. All right, so let's move to the next guy. Now, this next guy, what can we do here to make things faster? Okay, all right, so you can just copy this guy here, paste it here, and then take this guy here since it's coming first. So here we have the text here and the image here, but now we have the image and the text here. So just relocate this guy here. Change the image, of course. The image is actually about the JPG. Then the text is can take away the welcome, right? Retain the H2. The H2, of course, is about me. So just oh sorry, I don't want to comment actually. So just copy this guy here, then paste here. Then in this paragraph, just copy everything here and paste here. Right? There is no button, so take away the button. And let's see what we have. Okay. All right. No problem. All right. So we have the hero text, right? And this is this guy here. So this guy and then this guy. So what do we do? Just like we did in the hero. So sorry. This is not hero image, right? This is not hero image. So, but okay, yeah. Let's give the section a class. What class do we give it? About. Okay. Then I just change this hero to about. I think that makes sense. About image and about text. Okay. All right. So now CSS, what do we do? So this is what we want to do. Okay. So after like, all right. So we can just make use of what we have here already, right? So we can just say about, and that will flex things. Um. Then let's check the weight, right? So this guy is here. This guy is here. Kind of like, I don't know. It looks kind of like the same weight. Or maybe this guy is a little bit. What do you guys think? Is it the same width or this guy is a little bit like longer, wider rather? 40, 50. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree? Am I not talking to people here? Okay, so about image. So we have about image. I'm gonna give it a width of 50, right? Or 40. 40. Okay, so 40%. And then so text 50. Okay. All right. So okay. All right. Then about about text. We're gonna make the weight 50%. Let's see what we have. Okay. All right. Um. All right. So guys, can somebody explain to me why this is happening? Okay. So let's try that. So about display. Okay. No, we've already done display, right? To justify content space between. So the whole flexing thing is happening here. We justify content space between. Let's see that. Okay, beautiful. But if you notice, like if I were to let me go responsive mode, you see it's still like entering this guy, right? Yeah, so that's the question. I mean, what you proposed is not bad, like it's good. But I said something about images that images should always have. Who can remind me? Like images should always have to prevent this from happening. Sorry, sorry, I didn't get what you said, Olani. You said image should always have what? Okay, a width of. So let's say, okay, let's simplify things. Let's just go through here, right? So we have our image as the div. Now we want to say inside the about image div, we have an image there. So we're going to give it a width of how many percent? Really? Okay, let's try that. So look at your image. Okay. 100%. All right. So just to explain what's happening here, what's happening here is this is the div, right? So this is where it ends, somewhere here. It ends here. So this is like 100%. So this image, this is 100%. So now you are saying this image take up 40% of this width because this is its parents, right? But if you say you take up all the whole space, then it will just cover everything. So most times you would want to use 100%. All right. So that's that with about that. So now let's try that stuff we did before and let's see if that would still, you see that's not happening, right? So even if you it doesn't, like, the image doesn't go out of its container. It's always inside. All right. So what do you guys think we should do here? Should we do the same thing, or let's leave it to chance? Somebody said let's leave it to chance. Who is that? Okay. All right. Okay. So let's just copy and paste then. Uh, I think we named it hero image. Yeah, hero image img. All right, so inside here I will just say inside the hero we have hero image, then the image inside of it. Or let's just make it hero image img, and yeah, that's better. So now even up here too, the same thing would happen. Like even if you are reducing, it doesn't like enter, it's always in its own place. Yeah, so that's fine. um Still have a problem with this guy. I'm not sure I like why this guy is panning all the way here. So what can we do to fix this guy in here? So it we can use what? Nope. Nope. I refuse. I refuse. Oh, I refuse. Reduce the weight. So who said? Who said? Who said? Who said? Who said reduce the weight? No, BR would not work. BR would not work. Okay, Selling, thanks. Thanks. That's the solution. But let's try what other people are saying, right? So let's say we add a BR somewhere here, like user friendly or something, right? So now we have a break tag, right? It looks good. Maybe it looks better. Or maybe we'll put it in innovative instead of here. Um Innovative here. And then we come here. Okay, yeah. So somewhere information, right? So let's go to information again and add it here. And then it looks good. It looks better, right? But what happens when you go to another screen size, right? So let's say we go to this screen size. Look at how it looks like. Let me zoom in. So even though there's space here, you've already added a break tag on this screen size. So even though there's space, it will still break down. Even if there's space here, after the information you added the break tag, so it will still break down, right? So it's not even a solution. It's not something you should even think about doing if you want to do something like this. You give it a width. So the whole P tag needs to have a width. Currently, its width is 100%, which is why it's reaching to the end of its container because that's the default width, like I said previously, when it comes to block elements. But now I want to reduce that width so somewhere there. So like, how many percent do you think we should give it? Stops at some. Okay, so let's just go to 100. It's already 100. So I mean, why are you giving it 100 again? It's already in 100, right? Okay, so we have the hero. I think it's inside hero text. So we have the p tag right inside of hero text. So I want to give you the width of how many percent, guys. Talk, please. It's already 100. This is 100. What you're looking at here is 100. So somebody said 80. 80 looks not so bad, you know, not so bad. But I think you can also reduce it a little bit. Let's try 70, right? So 70. So now if you go to mobile screens, like it just works, right? It just works. It just fills up the space irrespective of the screen size. So but if it was break tags, it will not be dynamic, right? So that's that about that. Don't worry, in time you guys would know how to solve these things. It's not so difficult. in my opinion anyway. Okay, all right. So we're done with the second guy. Now I want to go to the last guy. No, the third guy. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky, right? So let's. This is the next section. Uh, Basically the same thing. So I'm just going to copy this guy, right? Because I'm lazy. Then paste it here, yeah, and then change this guy, the source, to I think it's responsive image. Maybe terribly wrong, but I think that's it. Yeah. So this guy, right? Then this text is going to be project. So copy the text here, change this to project, and then change this guy here. Just copy and paste, right? Of course, this will not work. All right. So okay, so let's do it like this. We have, or just ignore everything happening here. I'm just going to paste it here. We're going to come back to what we have here. So to get this guy going, so of course we have a p tag, right? So let's just create a p tag here. And the p tag contains from I to include. So I'm just going to copy everything here, cut everything here, and paste here. Right? Okay. All right. So now how do we get these bullets? What do we do here? On that list. All right. Beautiful. Okay. So you guys, you have your UL, right? Now inside the UL, what do we have? LI. Yeah. Three of you are correct. How many LIs do we have? We have three LIs. So I was gonna say times three. Yeah. So the first one is a web based blah 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 blah. So we add it here. Second one and add it here. Third one and e-commerce blah 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 blah. We add it here. All right. So and then we have the concluding if you like, if you would like blah 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 stuff. So just add it here. I really have no reason. I don't know why this guy is coming here. Okay. All right. From you. Okay. Okay. So we have to close the p tag here. Then come here. Then wrap this guy in the p tag. Okay. Where are you from? Leave. All right. So we have the project. We have this first p tag. Then we have the list. Then this p and this p. So that's what we have here. All right. So let's forget about everything happening here for now. What's the next thing we have to do? The same thing we've been doing all this time. So we're going to give it a class, right? So what's the name of the class we're giving to this guy? Thank you. So this is projects. Then the image is going to be projects image. Then this guy is going to be projects text, right? So let's see which one comes first. The text comes first. So I would have to move this image down. So after the text, then we have the image, right? Yeah. So after the text here, then we have the image. So same thing we've been doing all this while. We have to flex the projects. So we are going to go to this guy. I mean, just to okay, all right. So this is positioning, right? Moment of truth. Okay, all right. So a lot of you guys were saying like you do not fully grasp positioning. That was what you were saying. You did not fully grasp positioning. Um, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's still just add the project here and flex things for now. Right? So now it's now side by side. This guy here, this guy here. But we want to place this guy on top of this guy. Right? So before that, let's do what we've done here. We want to give the image So we have the hero, sorry, the project image div, and inside of it there's an image. So we want it to. Sorry, what did you say? Okay, I'm breaking. Oh, sorry about that. Let me see. Uh, yeah, can you guys hear me clearly? If not, let me like stop and join back. Okay, I think my network is bad. Sorry. I think my net. Okay, it's better now, yeah. Okay, all right. Sorry about that. I don't know why that happened. I did not receive any calls. Okay, all right. So let's just continue. Sorry. So what I did was the same thing we did here and here. So I added the whole 100% to the image. That's all I did. Yeah. All right. So now we want these guys to be side by side, right? So what can we do? We want this guy to be on top of this guy, right? So ordinarily, I flexed the project. I added this here. We're flexing hero about now projects flex, and the reason why I did that is because once I make this guy absolute, this brush would take over its position, and I don't want that. I want it to be here, right? Like for instance, if I come here, let's go to projects now. These are comments. So let's go to projects now. Let's see projects. Okay, sorry. Let's say projects text, yeah, and give it a position of absolute. Yeah, so it goes off, and this guy here replaces it, right? Okay, so this is too big, definitely, right? The div and this guy is just too big. So what can we do to reduce this guy? Look at how it is here. No, listen to the question. Hi, listen to the question. The question is this guy is too big. Like, look at what we have here. It's too big, right? So the question now is how do we reduce this guy? That's the question. I think somebody dropped a comment. Let me check. Weight of 50%. All right, so that's beautiful. Yeah, you both are correct. So I'm going to target the project image div and then, sorry, that's a mistake. And then I'm going to give it a weight of 50%, right? So let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller now. That looks better. And now I want to move it here, right? Somebody already answered that question on the comment section. I will align it to the right. So what exactly? Where are we going to add the whole align to the right? Where are we adding that command? Look at the structure we have currently. We have this section. We have projects. We have project text, and we have project image. So which of them are we aligning to the right? Yeah. So is it project image we want to add align right? That's the question. Okay. All right. So we know what we want to move to the right is the image. You're all correct. I'm saying that's the whole moving it to the right now. Where are you adding it? The code. Beautiful. We already added the div is already here just to reduce like not waste too much time. So we added it here. It has a display of flex. But now we want to now flex the items there. We want to move everything to the right. And currently it's just the image that is there because we've made this guy absolutely positioned. So this text now would not even respect anything happening here. So this guy now is the only thing that is going to affect, right? So we're going to say align. Is it even align? Okay, let's try align flex end, right? It will not work. So since it did not work, it means that we shouldn't have used align. So what should we have used? Justify content. Thank you very much. So justify content flex end would move this guy to the right. Is that confusing? Let me ask before we move on. What we did now, is it confusing? Okay, all right. So there's no problem. So look at it here, right? Okay. All right. So what I did is pretty simple, right? It's the same thing we've been doing since the beginning. So we have a div, we have this guy here, we have this guy here, right? Now the only thing that is different in this box is that this guy we want to place it on top of this guy. So meaning we have to position it. So this guy is going to be positioned absolutely, right? So we've made it absolute. Now it goes away from the flow of this document. It's no longer here, right? It's no longer like to the left and this guy to the right. Even if the parent container does not have absolute relative or anything, it doesn't matter. The point is currently it is no at this stage it does not matter. Of course, it is going to matter when we start using the top, left, right, because now you are targeting based of its parents, right? So the top of you are saying top of what? Top of its parents, and the parent is the one you made a relative. Currently, the parent now is HTML because we did not add post relative of whatever to this guy to this section project, right? So to explain what I mean, now this is absolutely positioned. If I say top of zero, it's going to go to the very top of whatever it's working with now. And currently, what it's working with is the HTML. You know, HTML is this guy. HTML is this guy. Everything is inside this guy. So this is what it is working with now. That's its number one parent, right? So that's why it's at the top here. But to change that behavior, of course, you just go to the project itself, which is this guy, this section where everything is inside, and then you have to give it a position of relative. So that would just change the top from being the HTML to that guy now. So position relative, and now it leaves the top, and now it is to the top of this container. Okay, let me still stop here and still ask. Do you guys understand what I just did here? Yes. Okay. Now I want something to be clear, guys. If you want to make something relative, it has to be a parent of the guy. You understand? Because this project text is inside this div. That is why I can make this div relative. If I make project image relative and I make this guy absolute, would it work? Okay, okay, let me ask that question again. Yeah, okay, let me say what I said again. I said if you want to make something absolute, it has to be absolute to it's one of its parents, right? And you know what we mean by parent, Abi? Who can explain what parent is? Yeah. Okay, you know what I mean by parent. So it's a container. Something is inside the container. Whatever is inside that container is a child. Why the container itself is the parent. Currently, we have a section which is the parent. It has two containers. It has project text. It has project image. So if you want to make this guy absolutely positioned to something, it has to be a parent. Is that clear? Aha. Because even this HTML that I spoke about before, this is the opening tag. This is the closing tag. So it is still a parent because every other thing is inside of it. So even this project text, all of them, they are all children of this guy. Which is why if I do not say anything relative, blah blah blah. It will just go to the first parent, which is this guy, and use it as its relative that it wants to be positioned against. But you can change that behavior by saying, okay, the one that is closest to its closest parent, which is this project, I want you to be what I would position myself with, right? If so, that's why I asked the question that if I make this project text, this is the div here, I make it absolutely positioned, and then I come and make this image relative, would it work? If I use the top, left, right, blah 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 to position this guy, would it work? Okay, let me ask another question. It will not work. It will not work because this guy is not a parent of this guy. They are both children. They are both children of this section. I don't know if you guys understand me. Yeah. Even if you use your top left, it will work. It's not as if it's not work, but it will be working based on HTML. Yes, based on HTML, not based on whatever is here. So currently now, if I say, okay, you know what, I want to move this guy. This is the container, right? I want to move this guy to the middle. So I can just come here and say, because of I've made the project position of relative. If I come to the one I absolutely position, which is this, and I say, okay, 50% from the top, that's where I want to move you. It will be 50% of this top, of this container, right? But if I remove this absolute, this, I'm sorry, position of relative now, it will be 50% of the whole document. So this is the document, it will just be at the middle of this document, like the whole HTML. That's where it will be. So the what you have to remember here is actually really simple. Just remember that for you to position something, it has to be inside its container, its parent container. So its parent container that you want to use to calculate your top, left, right, and bottom should have a position of relative. While the content itself that you want to position would have a position of absolute. So if you just remember this very simple detail, it will save you too much stress. Also, like I said, another child. So you have something you want to position, and then you have a child. That child has no business with it. So even if you give that child a position of relative, it will still not affect anything. For now, let's say I remove the position of relative here from the project container, which is the main parent container. So this is a child. This image is also a child, and I say this image you have a position of relative, for instance. It will not change anything. The text will still live here and go to the top. Okay, now we made it 50%, right? Let's just make it 0%. It will still move it to the top because it is not a child of this guy, right? So it's not as if I'm saying that, okay, if you add relative positioning, that it's going to scatter your code. It's not going to scatter anything, but it will not help you in positioning this guy where you want to position it. So make sure that its parent, which is the project, the main container, is relative, while whatever you want to position that is inside it is absolute. It's very simple, guys. I mean, we have spent too much time here. Come on. Is it so? Okay, let me be calling names because you guys are very very quiet. So, how many people are on this code? 28. That's not so bad. Afis, do you understand what I just did? New. Okay. Okay, so who does not understand what I just did? Yes. It's only Rocks is very, very quick to like reply. You guys refuse to reply. Miradale, have you understood what I said? Okay, Olani. But so Say you are right. Say you are right. Anyway, but guys, I mean, like I said, because I've thought about this a long time, and that is just the concept. It's really, really that simple. Basically, it's parents. So if you are doing relative somewhere else and it's not a parent, you're just wasting your time. The relative should be its parents, and then its container should the container you want to move should be absolute. That's just it. And then you use your top left and right. I think it's very, very simple. It becomes a problem. Like for instance, now we have this guy now. If you check it correctly, this guy should be on top of this guy. But now it's kind of like it's underneath it because there's text here, right? Even all the way down here, if you check where you see that there's text here. Like if I select this guy, really, you see that there's kind of like text here. It's here. So it's stretching all the way. So that means this container we have to give it what? Guys, this container is stretching all the way here. So we don't so a width, that's fine. It's not flex wrap, please. Oh, it's a width, guys. A width. Yeah, let's not complicate things. So we have to give it a width. Like how many percent the width? 50. Alright, not so bad. So 50% of the width, right? Yeah. So now it's now kind of like in the end here. But it's not a problem, right? So now we want to position it. It's currently at the top. It's currently at the top, but now we don't want it there. We want it somewhere here. It's at the top, it's fine, but we don't want it like, how do I explain this? We don't want it to the right, because now it's to the right. We want it somewhere here. So what do we do? No, yeah, forget about Z index for now, right? Currently, it is here. So even if you put Z index and it appears, it is still here. Z index will not move it all the way here, right? So that's what I'm asking. Like, what do we do to add it somewhere here, to place it somewhere here? All right, left of what? Eight percent. Who is that person? You're very, very careful. Who is that? eh? Okay, yeah, that's fine. All right, so this is beautiful, right? So this is 8%, right? Okay, let's do something. Let's give it a background because there's a background here, right? So let's just copy this. Let's copy the color here. So this is the color, and then let's come here and give it a color, right? What am I doing? Let's say background color of this guy. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Your this bros here. It's fine. It's fine. Let's leave it for now. Um. So, so look at something I like to do, guys. So when I'm coding, because currently this document, do you know the size of this document that we are coding? Like this whole page, the size, the width, 1312. Really? Ah, let me check. So we have this guy. So we have no. I want. Let me scroll down. So this guy desktop. So this is desktop here. So this is desktop. This is the desktop, right? Yeah. So this is desktop. So it's what's the width, guys? Fine, beautiful. So it's 1440. Look at it here, 1440. So what I like to do is to make things like really, really pixel perfect. Whenever I'm in the mood, what I'll do is I'll come here, I'll inspect, come here, right? 1440. I'll make this like 50 so I can see. And yeah, so this is exactly how it looks like, right? This is exactly how it looks like the size. So this is what we want to do here. We want this guy. Let me zoom in a little bit. All right. So currently, This guy is kind of not on top of this guy. So let's just increase this left. Let's just make it like 20%. Yeah, we can always come back and fix that. All right, so it's here now. Um, yeah, let's apply the Z index. So Z index of what? The person has said something about Z index before. Z index of what? One. All right. So Z. Okay. All right. So all right. Okay. All right. So let's go back to 10. I think 20 is too much. So 10 is not so bad. All right. So we see this is like really simple, right? So we've added like we've moved this guy on top of this, and just like that video that was shared said, if you do not like Z-index does not work with static positioning. I know the default positioning is static until you start adding relative or absolute, blah blah blah. So had it been there was no absolute and you do your Z-index, it will not work. So that's just something I want to throw out there. Okay, so yeah, so we are making progress. Let's leave it like this. This class is going to end by 10. Oh. I hope you guys already know. It's not ending now. It's not definitely not ending now. Yeah, so but we're almost there. Almost there. So I think we're done here. We're done with this. Of course, we're still going to like style it properly with the whole spacing and all. But yeah, we're done with this. So let's go to the last section before we go to your responsive, which is also really, really simple according to you guys. Okay, all right. So, all right, so guys, what are we doing next? This is our HTML. So we are done with this section. So what are we doing next? All right, our footer. Where exactly are we adding the footer? Inside main or outside of main? Okay. I disagree. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So it's outside main. That's correct. So how many divs do you guys think we would need here to achieve this? Three divs. Two. Okay. Okay. Two divs and one a tag. Okay. I don't understand. Like, which one are we going for? You guys are confusing me. Three divs. Okay. All right. Is it because of the responsiveness? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. Just because of structure wise, let's just go with two, right? Two seems a little bit straightforward, at least for desktop. Once we get to responsiveness, we'll find a way of fixing that, if that's fine. May I no vex? Should I continue? Let's just do three. Now we'll fix the responsiveness. Okay, all right. So let's create three divs, right? So the first div contains an image. So we're going to use an image tag here. We're going to say assets slash still logo. Yeah, of course. Um, we're also going to talk about accessibility, but that's on a different class. That is why I don't want to touch on these alt attributes. But ordinarily, you should always add like an alt attribute to your items, right? So that if something happens, I think somebody will know that okay, this is what's supposed to be here. For instance, if for instance I did not link this guy properly, I remove the P in front of it. You see, yeah, it's out now, it's broken, but you still have that alt here logo. So your browser will still know that okay, yeah, so this guy is supposed to be a logo. Maybe it's not loading properly, but yeah, this guy is supposed to be a logo. So it's just for accessibility reasons. That's why it's very, very important to add alt tags. Yeah, so let's just add it, Michael will still take you guys on accessibility, so let's not waste too much time there. All right, so the second div would contain our three images, right? So the first image is so we have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So let's be quick. So we have Facebook, then we have Twitter, and then we have Instagram. So yeah, so that's that. And then lastly, we have our copyright information. Okay, let's just copy it. I mean, lazy way out is always the best. So let's just use a p tag here and paste it here. And that's that. Right. All right. So what do we do now? So where are we adding? Where are we adding it? Sorry. Hi. So you're on the footer. All right. Okay. So footer. Want to have display flex. All right. So yeah. So that's not so bad. So we have the logo. We have this guy, and then we have this guy. So what next? What next, guys? Left alignment. Left alignment care. And what? Align items center. Yeah, beautiful. All right, so that does that about that. What we can do though is, we already have this exact same thing here in the header, so we can just come there and put our footer there, and we get the exact same thing. And now we can just come here and take away this guy, right? And it still works. I'm just like showing you guys how to like make your code not so unnecessarily verbose. Okay, repetition, repetition, repetition. Okay, all right. So I'm basically done here. Oh. It's just to make this guy like add a bit of space. So how can we accomplish that? Adding a bit of space here because now they are kind of really cramped. Gap to where? Where are we adding gap to? Should I just use gap? I don't understand. You're directing me. Okay, okay. So what's the class? Let's just say social media, right? Okay, so here we just say footer. Instead of footer, we have social media. So what are we doing here? Display flex. Okay, and then what happens? Sorry, what did that person say? You already what? Hello? No, no. I mean these guys. Uh, no, I don't want to add a weight. I don't think it's necessary to add a weight. Actually, it's just a little problem. I still do not think it's necessary for now. All right, so let's try gap. Gap of how many percent? The only problem we want to fix, just to be clear, is just this space. Just add a bit of space. That's all. All right. So 10 what? Sorry, 20%. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, 20% is not so bad. Surprising, surprise, surprise. No, I think I prefer 20%. It's fine. All right. Okay. All right. So we are done here. We can submit and get our 10 marks. Not so fast. Okay. All right. So let's quickly start this, guys. You guys will be quick. Just be quick. So first of all, we want to have this guy here. Let me copy the color. So what do we do? We want to have this whole round the borders. No, I want to have this color around this. That's all. Border radius, really. Talking about the color, 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 color. Border radius is like this edges, like the whole curve. That's border radius. But I want the color first before you add the border radius. But if there's no color there, your border radius won't show. Like, what are you adding border radius to? Okay, so that would be in the header, right? Look at this code. We have it here. We also have it down here. So, and we targeted header and footer at the same place. So should we add it here? All right. So what should I write? Sorry, the last person that spoke. Okay, one px solid and that color. Fine, beautiful, beautiful. So now we have our border, but it's here. It's not actually one px. Here is two px. So let's just follow them. Yeah, let's just follow what they gave us here. Yeah. So the border here is two px. I don't know if you guys can see it anyway. All right. So let's just say two px. Yeah. So border radius. Let me see. Is the okay? Yeah, I think it's 8px here. All right, 8px. So border radius 8px. Let's see. Ah, not so bad, not so bad. But we have a problem here. What's the problem? No. Yeah, exactly. Padding. Yeah, beautiful padding. So here they gave us a padding here. So let's just copy this padding, right? So this is like top is 8px, left and right is 32px, right? So personally, I wouldn't do that. I don't know, but personally, I would just make like I'll just use my head and try to see if I can get something that is not so terrible, like 1px, 5px, and then I'll check. Okay, that's a bit too much, so maybe like 3px. Ah, not so bad, right? And the same thing for footer as well, not so bad as well. So now I want to add the same thing to this guy, right? So basically the same thing. I think what we can do is we can just cut this guy and then target header footer what else? Section one. What did we even name it? I think we named it hero. Yeah, hero. The second section was about, and then the last section was projects. Beautiful. Then we added there. And then we check our code, and now we have this beautiful looking stuff. Okay, all right. Um, okay, all right. So maybe the padding can be different. Okay. Ah, beautiful. That's true. That's true. I think that's a better way of doing things. I agree 101%. Thank you very much. Who is that? Let me be learning from my mentors. Who is that person? Tiff, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, good thoughts there. All right, so let me add the to the header and footer. I want to give them the same padding, but I don't think the same would work for other sections. That is why I took them off. So I think other sections are kind of bigger. So let me just run through them very, very quickly. So we have hero. So here we have hero. So the padding, I'm going to make it 1% to the left and let me see. Yeah, it has to be the same with the rest. So I'll just make it the same 3%. But the top and bottom should be higher, a bit higher. Yeah, yeah. Let me make it a bit higher still. Let me just make everything 3%. Let's see. Okay, let me make this 5%, 3%. Yeah, I think this is better. Right? Better. Yeah. Okay, all right. So these guys are close to each other. What do we do? How do we fix this? Okay, okay. All right, margin top. So what do we target for the margin top? All right. Okay. So following what Boluwatife said previously, what how do we think we can simplify that? So we'll just do one of those margins, blah blah blah, and it just fixes everything for all of us. Because now we have it here, we have it here, we have it here, we have it here. Okay, so okay, let's try section first. Let's take it away from these guys, just up here, and then which of them are we doing? Is it up or bottom? So this is section, this is the space, this is the space, bottom right, bottom is beautiful. So to margin, but let's just say 3%. Let's see, 3%, not so bad at all, not so bad, right? Yeah. So, but this guy, there's still because it's now bottom right. We didn't target up, right? So what? How can we fix this to add? Because the spacing is different. It's kind of very, very, very small. So how can we do that? So which should we target? That's the question, actually. Thank you. Yeah, that's very correct. So here I can just go to the header, then say margin bottom of let's just say 1%. Let's see. Yeah, that's not so bad, right? So now this is beautiful. This looks good. It looks too good actually. Okay, all right. So let's go to the moment of truth now. First of all, I want to add this color right to the hero. So where's the hero? The hero is here. So it's just I keep making this mistake. Background color. Yeah. So we're going to for now we're going to leave all of this or just watch while I just quickly do it. I think it's not supposed to be too much of a big deal. Just watch while I do it. Okay. So it's just here. So the font size, that's the sorry. So we have P, H2 and another P. Okay. Okay. Just not to waste time. Let me just I'll be very quick with it. So we have the P. So we have the font size of 24 px, I think. Yeah, okay. Then the H2 is what? The H2 is 56. So just say here just say H2. I think H2 everywhere is the same thing. So 52, 56, right? So go up here, say H2 font size is 56 pixels, right? Okay. And the button, then all the buttons, I think. Okay, we have only have okay, now we have two buttons. So I'll just target the button inside the hero. So yeah, we'll just say hero button. So you're going to have a background color of this guy. Then we have a bit of padding. Let's just say padding of 1%, 3%. Let's see. Oh, I didn't do that correctly. Okay, let's say 2%, 3%. All right, we're gonna. So this black here, this black guy here, how do we take it off while I keep writing? I don't know if you guys can see what I'm seeing. There's a black guy around this guy. How do we take it off? Why do you guys keep saying border box? I don't understand. But okay, border none. Okay, border none, not border box. I thought I had border box. Like the guy should leave border box alone though. Okay, alright, so just a bit of spacing. So what I can do here is just to save time again. Is this guy is hero text, right? So I can just come here and say, where's hero text? Yeah, this is where you are. So I can just say display flex. I'll change the flex direction, of course, because now it will just be side by side, right? Which is not what we want. So just change the flex direction to column, and then I'll just say gap of maybe 5%, just to save time. Okay, I think that's too small. Let's make it 10%. Because this it's am I doing the right thing? Hero text, flex direction. Graph of. Oh, sorry. I meant to justify content. But even the justify content, I'm not sure it's even going to work. I'm just trying to be quick. And sometimes when you try to be quick, you end up wasting even time. Alright, okay, so this is not working. There's no need. Let me just take this guy off. Wait, off you go. Okay, so let's just add a bit of margin bottom here. Just a margin bottom of 5%. Okay, and the H2 is up here. I think let me just give it margin bottom as well. You guys should be preparing for this thing. Oh, that's too much. Let me just make it 2%. All right. Yeah, not so terrible. Okay, okay. And the button, I think the button has its own font size, 16. That's the base, so that should be fine. All right. Okay. So this is what we currently have, right? And it doesn't look so bad, right? This guy, I don't know. Okay, let's just quickly do it as well. But we have to give this guy this container the sections. We have to give all the sections the same width, right? So we can just go to sections and the same padding rather. Let's just say 2%. You guys are still here, very quiet. Let's say 2%. Okay, 2%. Yeah, that looks good, right? That looks good. 2%. Although this guy should be 3%, so left and right should always be 3% to match others because the body, sorry, not the body. Um, is it? There was somewhere I added 3%. Yeah, the header and footer has 3% to the right, left and right. So top and bottom is 1%. Left and right doesn't. Top and bottom does not really matter, but left and right is always very important because there should just be left and right the same throughout the page. So that's why I'm sticking with the whole 3% left and right here so that it would match. Okay, all right, so that's that. Of course, this is now where we have to like fix this guy correctly. So before doing that, let me work on the about us section. I don't like how it looks. I think it should be bigger than how it currently is, 24 pixels. So um yeah. So where's the about? Yeah, so this is the text. So just say about, let's just say, I think all the p tags here should be like 24 pixels. Yeah, yeah, a bit bigger. So that's beautiful. All right, okay. So guys, back to you. So this is what we want to achieve now, right? We want to achieve this. So how do we go about this? You can unmute now. Let's talk. So how do we go about doing it? We're almost done, like all that's left is just responsiveness. But for now, let's fix this. This is what we currently have, but we don't want that. We want it to be like this. So how do we do this? Let's have a width of what? Sorry. Okay. 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 All right. So of the box. Okay. First of all, I think I also like to like make this. In fact, you know what? Just to like, I think all the whole p tags are 24. So instead of like just writing it every time, same place, doesn't make any sense. So just the p tag font size is going to be 24 pixels. Then I'm going to find everywhere I wrote 24 and take it off there because so off you go as well. So now all the p tags are 24. All right. Okay, then the UL as well. So P and UL for real. Okay, P and UL. Yeah. Okay. All right. So somebody was saying something. So we have to move it. Yeah. So let's talk about the moving first. How do we do that? The moving the. I think you mean the UL because it's kind of like outside. So how do we move it inside? We are 24. We are 20. Wait, there are some people. There are some persons I've not had. I don't think I've had their calls, their voice before. Hi, Sandra. Is Sandra here? Sandra, hello. Yeah, I can hear everybody, but I want to hear some other persons. I mean, I don't know. Miradel was good. Miradel, I'm seeing your grade, though. You're a senior dev and you're just quiet. Eh? Miradel. Sandra, too, I'm seeing your grade. Don't worry. All of you that are very, very quiet, it's no problem. Should you want me to reduce the grade? Sobadero. Rocks, in Sobadero means there's no problem in Igbo language. So, this Subu Adiron guy, even myself, I'm terrible with this language. God, it means that there is no problem. There is no problem. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So before we go to this guy, let's just add a padding to this box. Of course, we're just going to do that very quickly. So this is the box. Let's just add a padding of like 2%, 3%. Yeah, just a bit of padding. Okay, okay. All right. Um so now let's move to I'm going to inspect now. So I want to go to that exact screen size because my screen is kind of small. My screen is like 1280, I think. So this is the screen size currently that is on Figma, right? Yeah, and it doesn't look so bad, but of course at the top, like it's so this is the container and you're saying top zero, right? So this top zero that is here is right at the very top of that container. So that is not how it is in the Figma file. Look at the container here in Figma, but look at where the box starts here. Right, there's a space here. So how do we fix that? How do we move it down? Pardon. Okay. All right. So there's another thing again that I want us to notice. Right, on this box is kind of like really small. It's very small up here. Yeah, but this guy is very like this space here is like really really big. Right. So we can add padding to this top, right? Yes, okay. I agree with you. So let's just do that. Although of course it will not fix this guy, but at least it will add a padding to the top of so that this guy can come down a little. So um top let's make the top 10. Let's make it really big. What is happening? Oh, sorry. I added that to the wrong thing. Uh no, not the wrong thing. It's padding text. Yeah, padding text. So I should have added it to the yeah, I should have added it to the product, the project, the main container itself. So we're saying padding top of that main container is going to be it's going to override the section, right? Because the section is I think is 2%. The section is 2%. So we're overriding that just for this box. So we're saying we're going to be like 10%, right? Yeah. So this it's now there's more space now, right? There's more space now. Although even 10 is not enough. So let's just make it 15% and leave it like that. 15, that's not so bad. Yeah, so this looks better. Do you guys understand what I'm doing here? I like asking that question from time to time. Yes, okay. All right. So how do we move? Like I said, it's not going to affect this guy because this guy does not care about it. This guy is absolutely positioned to the top of this guy. So how do we move it down a little so that it's here? Margin top will not work, brethren. All right, beautiful, beautiful. 10. So 10, this is what 10 gives us. So let's try 5. Just like you suggested. 5. Yeah, this is fine. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I feel like crying. It looks so good. Okay. All right, so let's move this guy inside. So how do we do that, guys? Okay, so let's say Li. And then left of what? Doesn't work. Yeah. Okay, let's try UL. Let me change it to UL. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Is it really perfect? I don't want to give you praise. Undue praise. I don't want to give undue praise. I'm just joking. All right, so I think it should come in a little bit. So let's just increase this to 10. Yeah, I think that is more accurate. I think that's more accurate. So we currently have this guy, right? It's raining over here. So if you hear any kind of like noise, it's rain. There's something I want to do also. Aside from this, I also want to change the A tags to be a bit bigger as well, and even the button tag as well to be 24 pixels, right? So how do we remove this line? All right. So what I like to do is I like to add it when you are targeting everything. I like to add it there because most times I wouldn't want it in my document. So I like adding the text separation on here. Yeah. I also like adding color here to be black as well. Okay, this is a lie. I don't like adding it here. Please let me go to a tag and add it. I don't like adding that there. That's too much. That's overdoing it. So color is black, right? Okay, so that's not so bad. Um, so let me just quickly do this so that we can just continue. So I'm going to target the button and just style it. So I'm going to say button. You are going to have a padding of 1%, 3%. You are going to have a border of 2px solid and this guy. And then you're going to have a background color of transparent. So yeah, So border radius as well. So border radius of 8 pixels. Okay, all right. Um, color. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's correct. So color of this same guy. Yeah, this guy should be in the middle though. So I think that nav. So how do we make this? Because these guys are kind of like at the top, you know. Why this guy is kind of like they're not like in the center. So how do we fix that? Nope, I refuse. Guys, you guys should like when it comes to positioning and you're using flex, you guys should know how to do these things now. It's basically the same thing we did here. You know, here we said, okay, this guy was at the top at some point. So we said, okay, we don't want it to be at the top, we want to be in the middle, right? So there was something we used. What did we use? Thank you. So the same thing here. We did nav, we did the whole flex thing, space between, but there was something we refused, we did not add. So what is that? Because this is the nav here. All right. Exactly. So once you do that, that will fix that. Instead of calculating margin, because at some screens that's going to spoil your work, right? So we are done here now. So let's move swiftly to responsiveness. I'll be very quick because responsiveness is easy peasy, right? But before then, there's something I did not do. I did not export this guy. So let me just export him. So let's export our friend here, which is our yeah. Let's just export him. Okay. So let's go to desktop. Let's copy this. Let's go back. Let's paste this here. This is our hamburger, right? Bro, why are you like this? The heck? Are you for real? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Bro, I was surprised. Like, why is the height like? Why is the height like this? Okay, all right. So so let's go back to our index, right? So what do we do now? We have the header. We have this guy. We have our nav. But in our nav, we also want this guy to appear in mobile screens, right? So let me zoom this guy in here. So what do we do? How do we structure our? Where do we add it? That's the question. Okay. So what should we add there? Just the image directly, or all right? Okay, what to give it a cut of hamburger? All right, that's beautiful. So hamburger. Yep. Yep. You are thinking what? Sorry. A background image. Okay. Any particular reason for that? So I want to name this guy hamburger. I like that word, hamburger. So any reason for that? Sorry, you know this class I don't like. It's kind of like okay, you are doing something. I'm like okay, no, I think this is better or something. You know. So once you say something, I would like to ask like, okay, is there any reason why we should do that? You know, blah blah blah. Yeah, but I think this would also work, guys. So let's just leave this, right? I think this would also work. So currently we don't want it on our desktop. This is our desktop now. So we've added it and it's spoiling something for us. So what can we do here? All right. So I think that's very difficult way of doing it. Yeah, I think that's a really hard way of doing it. I think the display none that I think it was Rocks or somebody said is a better approach. I don't know. Yeah, so let's just go with it for now. If it doesn't work, then we can always come back. All right, because we know that okay, we don't want this guy showing here for now. We're going to target the hamburger and we're going to say this div. I want your display to be none, right? And now back to what we had, and it's beautiful, right? Now, what you can do is you can go to this screen size and then reduce till the site looks terrible, right? So you can reduce at this sec because now we are dealing with the header 18 at a time, right? We're not jumping and doing something else, right? So now our focus now is just the header. So you reduce. You get to like 688. Okay, let me increase this a bit, right? 688 is kind of cramped for me, though. Yeah, 864 is not so bad. Maybe 864. Yeah. So let's say at 864 you are like, oh, because now look at now it's now bad, It doesn't look even here, even though it's still on the same line, but it's kind of cramped, So you create so somewhere like 740 is fine, right? So 740 you are like, okay. I think at this point I don't want this guy to be here, right? I want the hamburger to be displayed while I would hide the whole nav. So let's now come here and then we want to do media queries now. So this is media queries. So here we're going to say, what are we writing here? Okay, at media screen. Okay, at media screen. Yep. Ah, and max width is 740 pixels, right? And then we give you a column. So basically, what is this saying? Who can help us to explain very briefly? You don't have to talk too much. Okay, all right, thank you. All right, thank you. Can the second person? I think somebody else was also saying something. Can you also talk? I'm coming for you, Neil. All right, so so that's beautiful. Yeah. So everything we are doing now is going to affect. Yeah, you're welcome. It's going to affect screen sizes from 740 pixels and below, right? Because that's the max. You can't like as outside from 740 and below, anything else would not affect it. Like whatever we're adding here will not affect it. So now from 740 and below, we want our hamburger to now be displayed. So the display will change from none to what? Lock. Thank you very much. So now from 740, this is displayed. But if you notice, these guys are still here, right? And we don't want them here. So what do we do? Okay, what are we targeting? Let me go to the index. So what are we targeting? Okay, all right. So we go to nav. Okay, yeah. So display none, right? So let me see. Okay, let me see here. Sorry, nav. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So this should work. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, let me just see. Sorry. Okay, I should check what? Sorry. No, no, no. It should show now. It's showing now is correct. Like if I goes a little bit, it goes off, but from 740 and below, it shows, so it's fine. So what we want to do now is we want to hide the nav, right? But it's not hiding. So I'm using this to. Oh, display none is. Oh, okay. So it's not working. This nav is not working. Look at our code here, but it's being struck out because we have header nav and we have the display as flex, right? So this is overwriting this guy, right? But if we want this guy to still work, even though we have this header of nav here, what do we do to this guy? Okay, yeah, that's something. Let's try that. Let's try that. So header nav, right? Display none. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know what I had in mind was to use important, and I hate using important. I hate using important because ordinarily, if you come back and you say nav display none and you add important, it's still going to work, right? It will just make it. But I don't like using important because important is like you are forcing it to like work, right? To override everything, and it can cause problems sometimes. But this works perfectly. This works perfectly. Yeah. So now we have this guy here, right? But we want it to be at the end, not here. So what can we do? Space between. There's already a space between. There's already space around. Sorry, there's already space between. It's not space around. Okay, so guys, we want to move this guy, right? Because currently in our code, let's look at our code again. We have the header, and then we have this, we have this, we have this. Now currently this guy is no longer available, right? It's no longer available. Now we have this guy and we have this guy. But we want this guy to be at the end. So how do we do that? Where are we adding that? Okay, all right. No. Like when I say where are we adding that, I mean like what element are we targeting to add the whole flex end? Yeah. Is it the header? Okay, let's try that. Let's try the header. It will not work, but let's see. So we're going to header and we're changing because up here in our header we have display flex, justify content is space between, right? We want to change that to flex end. So justify content flex end. Let's see if it will work. It won't work, right? It won't work. So just to make things easy for us, what we have to do is okay. Sorry, who is that? You can talk. Sorry. Okay, display. We change it to what? Inline. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We changed it, but it did not work. Let's change it to flex. Let's see. Right. Okay. No. There's no need. Like, there's no. There's really no need. Yeah. There's really no need because we didn't have it at all in our code. So, all right. So look at what we can do, guys. What we can do is currently this guy is here, right? So we want to move this guy to the end. And the image is inside a div called hamburger. So what you can do is you can say that hamburger, you change it to flex. The same thing we've been doing for some time. You just change display to flex and then justify content to flex and to move it to the end. I don't know if you guys understand. Okay, all right. So this is the div. Yeah. So this is the div and this is the hamburger inside. So we just flex this div and then push the image to the end of the div. So that's what we did here. And now if you all the way down to like 320. Oh my god. Okay. I think if we get like 320, we are fine. Yeah, we can always come back to fix that, right? We can always come back to fix that. So now our header works perfectly. You know, you get to seven something, it changes to a hamburger. You come back, it changes to. So this works perfectly. Um. Okay. All right. So let me see. Uh. People are just complaining in the chat box. Eh? Who is the person that asked the question? Ah, the person is not like has the person not been here through us since this girl this call. We've already spoken about semantics, so if you go to the HTML, the structure of the HTML, we have header, we have main, we have sections, we have footer. Yeah, so that's basically your semantics. We have nav and all of that. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Did I answer that question? Did I answer that question? Hopefully it did. So let's move to the next, right? So this is the next section. So what do we do here? Because currently here, okay, so guys, again, let me go back to 50% of the screen. So this is 1440. So normally your okay, so this is one thing I wanted to even speak about. So you have to add a max width to your document. Shouldn't be expandable to the end of whatever, right? You need to make your body have a max width. So that once you expand, it doesn't just keep expanding because currently it's still expanding. This is 2050. Okay, somebody sent a message. It's past 10 p.m. Yes, it is. I mean, it's also hard for me as well, but I'm still here. So, all right. So this is a problem. Like it doesn't look good. Look at how stretched it is. So you should always have a max width to your body. So you can say your max width is 1440 pixels. Then your width is 100%. And then you can center everything on the page. Because currently, if you check your page now, you see it does not exceed 1440. So all this space, even if you keep drawing, is there. But now we want it to be in the center. That's why we're doing the whole margin 0 2, right? Now it's in the center of the page. That's just that. Okay. So now we're in the second section. I want to like drag this guy down, right? So you're dragging it on this screen size. It doesn't look so bad. You scroll. It doesn't look so bad. You scroll up to 7. So even right here, I don't even like how it looks like right here, right? I don't really like how it looks like. So you can take a section and just make that section break earlier, right? So these three sections, let's just do the three sections at once. So this is a section, this is a section, this is a section. So for the three sections, I think once it gets to 8, let me see. Okay. Once it gets to 820, let's do 820. So once it gets to 820, I want it to collapse, right? So I'm just going to come here. Same thing we did there. I'm just going to copy everything here. Copy, just paste, and then change this to 820. Then everything here, just remove it, add your section, and then here, what do we do here? Flex wrap. Okay, all right. I don't think we should use flex wrap here. There's something easier which we can use, right? I'm talking about easy now. You know, no, no. We want okay. What I want to do is I want to collapse because this is looking too cramped, right? So I want to collapse it. I want them to be up. This one without take up, so I'll come below. Blah 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 blah. All right. So flex direction column, right? Yeah, and now it looks a bit better, right? It looks a bit better. But of course, this can be way better than it currently looks. It can be way better than it currently looks. So let's start from this first guy here. This guy is called Hero, right? So what can we why is this thing not spanning to the end? Who can tell me the reason why? Why is this is not spanning to the end? Beautiful, beautiful. So we can just come here and say, inside the section, the divs inside, all of them, I want them to have a width of 100%, right? Um, okay, let's still see what happened. Okay, the section itself. No, I don't think we targeted the section. No, I don't think we made the section. I think it's the div inside. So, yeah, yeah, they're already 100%. That's what I'm saying. Okay, let's see what's happening. Let's see why this is not working, right? So in our middle query, we have hero text, which is 55%, right? And in our middle query, we have section div, which is 100%. But it's being struck out because this first one is overwriting it. So what we can do is we can just copy this guy. But I want to save time. So let me just use that importance that I spoke about before. Let's just use that importance so that it's nothing we will overwrite it. So I'm saying 100%, right? And now everything is now looking better. Who is that? Who is that person? Okay. Let me. Okay. All right. You're welcome. Oh. Thank you for thanking me. All right. So in that section as well, we can also say, okay, this section, um, I want the text. I want the text inside this section to have a text align or center. I want to center everything, right? Yeah. But this guy, who can remember why this guy is not in the center? Because everything here now is in the center. But who can remember why this guy, this text here? No, you guys should talk. It's not only this bros now. You guys should talk. Look at the mobile just so you guys can remember. Like look at how the mobile is, right? It was spanning all the way here, and we did something to make sure that it did not span all the way. I've never done wrap since the beginning of this call till now. I've not done anything wrap, right? Yeah. So it's the width, right? So we gave it a width of I think 70% or so. That was the width we gave it. So that is why even though here the container is already 100%, but the text itself is still taking that 70%. So we can just come here and say, I think it's hero text. So we can just say hero text, the width, we change the width to 100%, right? Okay, I don't think it's hero. So, okay, let me inspect. Okay, the P inside the hero text, sorry. So it's the, so look at what I inspected here. Hero text P. Yeah, so the P inside the hero text should be, even this guy too is kind of like 70%. It's not because it's also a P tag. so so it's affecting both of them. That's why they're not in the center. So hero text P 100% should fix that. And very strange. All right, okay. This was my laptop lagging. Okay, all right. So yeah, so far does this make sense? Okay, all right. Happy to hear that. All right, so but as you can notice now, this guy is very close to this guy. So what can we do to push this guy down a little? Because here, like, it goes down a little. It's not too close. To what element? Okay, that would also work. But I think it would be best to on the container itself to have that. So the button also works. Don't get me wrong, but I think the hero text itself, yeah, should be better. So the container itself, you give it a margin bottom of I don't know 5%. Yeah, and now there's a bit of space, right? The image I used is kind of different from what we have. Sorry, downloads. Yeah, okay, I used a JPEG. I don't know why I did that. I had to do that. Um, let's quickly like just get this image. I don't like the image I used. It should be a PNG file, not JPEG. Download because the JPEG I used has a background, and I don't like when that happens, right? So this does not have a background. So come here, paste, call it workspace, and then delete the JPEG. And in the code, change this to PNG. Yeah, yeah. So that's better. I'm more comfortable with this. All right. So we have a bit of space now. So we are done here because even if you move it down, 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 it's still very, very responsive, right? Still very, very responsive. So we're done with that. Even this guy, we're also done with this guy, right? Funny, very funny. So now we're going now to this guy. Now if you notice on this screen, this guy does not exist. Like this image, this image does not exist in this screen. So what can we do to take it off? The section, the image, right? Yeah, yeah, very correct. Yeah, very correct. So we can just come here and say project image and we'll give it a display of none, right? And that fixes that. Now, solving this guy, what is the easiest way of placing this guy? Sorry? No, it's just the image, right? I targeted the project image, display none. So what I'm saying is like if I increase this now a little, look at the image here that I just hid. So once you go down to like 820 or so, it goes off, right? So that's what I just did. So what I'm saying now, we're almost done with this. With this, we have just a very little time to go. This project, what is the easiest? It's just a line of code of making this guy to go back to where it is. Because currently, why is it like this? Why is this project tag like this? Let's ask that question. Fine. So how? So what do you think we can do on this screen size since we don't want it to be like this? Yeah. Beau- Beautiful, beautiful. So that person that said done is not wrong, right? Yeah. You're also not wrong. You can also use position static. So you can just say project text. I want your positioning to be static. Static is best because we have top, left, bottom, blah 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 going on in the absolute, and with position relative, it will also affect it. So yeah, you are correct. You shouldn't use relative. Okay, let me explain what I mean. Like if I say relative, for instance, and I the top, left, and right, and whatever is still affecting it. I don't know if you understand. Wait, chill, 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 chill. The question I asked, nobody answered the question I asked. I said, since you change position to relative, right? The, it did not fix the problem, and the reason why it did not fix the problem is because relative positioning, the top left and whatever that we have here, will also affect position of relative. It is only static that it does not affect. I don't know if you guys understand. Yeah, yeah, that is why. Yeah, so that's why you should change this to static, not. Yeah, you're asking a question about onset. Onset would also work beautifully. So onset would work the same way. Yeah, so if I come here and I say, the positioning, I want to onset this positioning. Onset works for pretty much everything actually. It will still work. Yeah, but I think we should use that taking away whatever you have added to an element, you want to unset, you want to remove it. That's why. So if you have a width of 100% in your desktop, for instance, and you come to mobile and you see that width unset, you're just removing whatever you have done on the previous uh, screen, so you're unsetting it, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, so but there's a bit of space up here. Who can remember why this is here? Why this guy has a bit of space up here? Yeah, it's padding. We added padding. We added padding. You understand? Because we said that no, it's padding, not margin, not margin. It's padding. See, look at the top here. It's very small. The spaces here very small, but here it's big. So we said we needed to add like a padding top to this guy, right? So even though we have unset it, we have not unset the padding top. So what we can do here is we can just come to what are we targeting now to remove the padding top? Nope. Is it project text? Look at where project look at project text here. Oh. Yeah, the project itself. No, the project itself. The project itself. Thank you very much. So we can just say padding top, just make it 2% like the rest. And we are good. We are good to go. Right? Yeah. So I think the final thing we want to do is the footer, right? So let's so everything is which image? Sorry. We hid it now because it's not here. Like here, it's not here. The mobile. This guy here is not in the mobile view. It's just the project that's there. So we hid it. Better go and find it. It's there. Look at this woman. But all right, no problem. No problem. No problem. All right. So it was added, but like I said, no problem. Now you've seen it. It was added. So go and check it. But anyway, um, okay, okay. You know that, yeah. You know that this week, if you check the description of the task, you are meant to finalize everything you did last week and this week. You understand? So the forms are still open for last week's task. Because this week you are basically doing nothing this week. This week is just put your semantic tags. You place your nav where it should be. You instead of using divs everywhere, you're actually using tags that make sense to the browser. Sections, you have your tag, your nav, you have your header, you have your footer, your main. That's what it's tag, and it's very something you can do in 15 minutes, right? So that is why we moved all the whole things that you should do last week, both responsiveness, positioning. Try to perfect it because some of you people, your tags, if you go to some screen size, it still looks terrible. It still looks terrible. See, you now get to the middle query, the middle query that you set. Once you get to the middle query you set, it now looks good. But before you get to the middle query, it should also still look good. If it doesn't look good, then you create a middle query for it. Exactly what we have been doing here. All right, so let's quickly do this because my battery is kind of really low. All right, so we have this guy, right? This guy, it's no longer fitting like here. It's no longer fitting here. So how can we fix that? So this is where we can now make use of flex wrap. Okay. So what we can do is I'm not going to ask you guys to do it because it's kind of like complicated, but it's really simple if you understand how flex wrap works. Um, let me see if I even understand how flex wrap works again. Okay. All right. So in the footer, I'm going to say, okay, I think I should just create another media query for this because it still looks good all the way to, let me go to 50%, right? So it looks good. It looks good. I think it stops looking good at this is 648, right? Yeah, so at 720 it stops looking good. I don't know if I have, or let's say 748. Let's stick to 720. 720 it stops looking good. So this is 820. Okay, let's use this guy. 740, kind of close. So I'm going to write my footer, and this time around I'm going to add a flex wrap of wrap, right? Now each of these elements, so look at what we're doing, guys. We're working on just this guy. So this guy is already flexed, blah blah blah. They are left to right, space between, blah blah blah, right? So now this guy is flex wrapped. This guy is a div, and a div. So I'm going to give each of them a class. I'm going to say footer logo. I'm going to say it is social media, and then lastly, this is copyright. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to say in in logo, in footer logo, I want your width to be 50%. But let's say 45%. And then the second one is social media. So in social media, I want your weight to be say 45%, right? And then in the copyright, I want your weight to be, let's say 100%. Because now we want copyright to come down, right? So we want this guy here, then we want copyright to come down. So now we've given this guy, who is that? Please, who is playing songs? Please mute yourself, please, please, please. Doing mute your, oh, okay. Let me just mute. Okay, alright. So what we did is actually really simple. We gave this container now a flex wrap. So what flex wrap does is flex wrap will now take their weight into cognizance. It would say, okay, all right. So you are 30%, you are 30%, you are 30%, you are 100%. This whole weight is 100%. So three of you cannot contain, right? So this is 45. What is left? 55 is left. You are 45 too. That is 90. There's space for both of you. What is you? You're 100. No, that's too much. Go down. So that's basically what we did. Yeah. So now to move this guy to the center, what you can just do is you can just come back to the footer and then say justify content center. Oh, it didn't work. Oh, it didn't work. Okay. Okay, let's try that. I don't think that will work, but hopefully it does. It doesn't. It didn't work. Okay, so look at what we can also do. Let me take away this whole justify content, blah 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 blah. So what we can do, no, that would also not work because it's not flexed, right? So let's try text align center. I think that should work. Yeah, so that worked. Yeah, so align items and justify. Who is that person? Who is that person shouting you doing in my class? Minus 10 marks. All right. So okay. All right. So like how to do this is like I said again, very easy. I mean, all you have to do is just give this guy a a flex wrap so that it takes their weight into cognizance and then give this guy a specific weight. Make sure the first two is close to 100 so that the last one will not contain it, will come down. Yeah. And make it 100. If you don't make it 100, then it will not be in the center. But now we made it 100, it's taking over the whole space. So once you do center, it will just come to the center. Yeah. I think the only thing I would have loved to do is for this guy to be to the end, like this guy to be at the end here. Yeah, I think that's what I would have loved to do. So let me see if it's something we can also fix. Yeah, we can fix it. So basically, what we can just do is just that same. It's already flexed because social media is flexed. Yeah, so we did display flex in social media and added our whole gap of 20%, right? So what we can just do is just come here and just go back to this and then just make it justify content. What? I'm asking a question. I think you guys should know this thing now. Beautiful. So flex end, and that will just move everything to the end. Now it's at the end, and yeah. So, bro, 2 hours recording. I recorded this call. Oh. I don't even know why I recorded the call. But you guys will not listen to 2 hours video. It's not possible. Lie. These people that I know, it's not possible.